I slammed the car door harder than I meant to, the Texas heat wave turning my palms slick against the metal. And that's when I heard a faint, raspy knock from the garage, like bones rattling in a coffin.
Grandpa.
My rock through every family shitstorm. Locked in there like yesterday's trash while Mom and Dad turned our crumbling ranch house into their personal frat party at 95 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't call ahead because I knew this homecoming would shatter everything. But seeing him through that side window, eyes pleading like a dog left too long in the yard, I realized the swap I'd pulled off wasn't just revenge, it was resurrection. And the first casualty was going to be the lie they'd buried me under for a decade. It started 15 years ago in this godforsaken corner of Austin suburbs, where the American dream curdled into something sour and desperate. I was Camila Ruiz, 16, and already carrying the weight of my parents' fuck-ups like a backpack full of bricks.
Dad.
Victor was a mid-level real estate hustler with a silver tongue and a ledger full of cooked books, flipping foreclosed McMansions to suckers while siphoning kickbacks into offshore accounts. Mom, Elena, played the trophy wife. All highlights and high heels, but she was the real spider, weaving the webs that caught everyone else. Grandpa, Abuelo Miguel, had come from the old country, worked his fingers raw in oil fields, and bought this house with cash in '78, back when Hispanics weren't supposed to own shit in Travis County. He raised me after Mom's miscarriages turned out to be code for hitting the bottle too hard. But by my junior year, the crack showed. Dad's deals went south in the '08 crash. And to cover a $500,000 shortfall, they cooked up the perfect storm. It was Mom's idea. Of course, the insurance play on Grandma Rosa. Abuela had early dementia, frail as tissue paper. And one night, after too many margaritas at a neighborhood barbecue, Mom accidentally left the stove on while Abuela napped. The fire started small, but it spread, trapping her in the guest room. Dad called it in, tears streaming for the cameras. And by morning, the payout was in motion, $800,000 for wrongful death, enough to bail out the empire. But the investigators sniffed around, neighbors heard the yelling, saw Mom slip out the back. They needed a fall guy, someone young and disposable.
Me.
Family sticks together. Mija, Dad whispered in the station, his hand heavy on my shoulder like it was already a grave. I confessed to starting the fire for kicks, a troubled teen lashing out. Juvenile hall for 5 years. Sealed records. And they walked free, richer than ever. Abuelo? He believed me, at first. But his letters from the nursing home they dumped him in dripped with doubt. Why? Camila? Why burn the light of our home? I got out at 21. A ghost in my own skin. Piecing together a life in Houston's underbelly, waitressing at Takarius. Crashing on couches. Nursing a rage that burned hotter than that fire. That's where I found Dr. Harlan Voss. Or what was left of him. A disgraced neuroscientist hawking black market neural swaps in dive bars off I-10. Voss had been MIT Golden Boy, pioneering consciousness transference for end-of-life billionaires, uploading minds to fresh bodies via some DARPA-funded nanotech cocktail. But a trial went tits up. A Wall Street prick woke up in a coma patient's husk and offed himself. Lawsuit City. Now Voss peddled cut-rate versions to the desperate, cheating death, stealing youth.
Or,
in my case, stealing justice. It's not magic. Kid, he rasped over warm Pacificos. His lab a converted storage unit stinking of ozone and regret. It's rewiring. You in Elena's shell. Her in yours. Reversible with the antidote. But why reverse perfection? 20 grand. Wired up front. I scraped it together. Every tip, every side, hustle. Even pawning Abuela's rosary. The procedure was hell, strapped to a gurney under flickering fluorescence. IVs pumping synaptic blockers. Voss muttering about quantum entanglement like a televangelist. Pain like lightning forking through my skull. Memories bleeding. Mom's first kiss with Dad behind the bleachers. My toddler tantrums. Abuela's lullabies all crashing together. Then blackout. Woke up staring at hands that weren't mine. Manicured nails. Wedding ring glinting like a noose. Elena's body. 38 going on 50 from the Botox and bourbon. But strong. Entitled. I flexed her fingers, mine now, and felt the power shift. Mom's voice croaked out my first words. Holy shit. It worked. Boss grinned. Syringe of reversal clutched like a carrot. Call when you're done playing God. The drive back to Austin was a fever dream. Elena's Lexus purring like a predator. Radio blasting Toby Keith, because that's what she listened to. Faux patriotic bullshit to drown the guilt. I practiced in the mirror at gas stations. Her smile. Her laugh. The way she drawled honey like venom. By the time I hit the old neighborhood, I was her, poised.
Predatory.
No announcement. Elena ghosted family trips. So showing up unannounced fit. The house loomed. Same peeling stucco. But fancier now. Pool out back. Tesla in the drive. Fruits of my sacrifice. Bass thumped from upstairs. Laughter spilling like cheap champagne. Party for Dad's big clothes. Some strip mall deal. I slipped the spare key from under the mat. Irony. They never changed it, and eased in through the kitchen. Heels clicking on tile that used to echo my cereal bowls. That's when the knock came. Faint. Insistent. From the garage door. Heart, Elena's heart. Fluttery from too many Xannies. Pounded as I crossed the linoleum. Past the fridge magnets spelling blessed. The side window was fogged with heat haze. But I wiped it clear and froze. Abuelo. In his threadbare Astros cap. Slumped against a toolbox. Face beet red. Shirt soaked dark. 92. Arthritis locking his knees like rust. And they'd cage him out there because... What? He smelled like the home? A whine escaped her throat, and I fumbled the lock, yanking the door open. Hot air whooshed out like a dragon's breath. 95 degrees easy. The kind that cooks asphalt. Abuelo. The word was Mom's lilt, but my soul scream. He blinked up, eyes milky, not recognizing this vessel.
Elena? What?
The devil you done now. I hauled him inside, his weight a feather to her Pilates-toned arms. Propping him at the island with a glass of water, he slapped away. Poison, he muttered. Coughing dust. Upstairs. The party raged, splashes from the pool. Some asshole yelling shots. Oblivious. My hands shook as I dialed 911 from her phone. Voice steady. My father-in-law's had a heat stroke. Send help. But inside, Camila roared. This was the secret they'd buried deeper than Abuela. Not just neglect, but a pattern. Letters Abuelo smuggled during my stint detailed it, locked out during business meetings that were orgies. Fed dog scraps to toughen him up. They'd planned the nursing home dump next. Medicaid fraud to cash his Social Security. The betrayal I'd shouldered? Just the appetizer. The main course was erasing him. Like they erased me. Sirens wailed distant as I climbed the stairs. Elena's silk blouse sticking like a second skin. The landing opened to chaos. String lights. Red solo cups. A DJ booth in the master where Abuela's altar used to be. Dad held court by the sliders. Paunch, straining his polo. Slapping backs with realtors in boat shoes. And there, strutting in my old jeans and thrift store tee, was me. Or her. Mom in Camila's body. 21 forever. Tossing her my dark waves, flirting with a broker half her age. She caught my eye across the room, froze mid-laugh, then smirked.
Babe.
You made it. The room blurred as I crossed the carpet.
Every step a countdown.
Guests parted like the Red Sea for Moses, or Medea. We need to talk, I said in her voice, grabbing her wrist. Hers, mine were bird-boned, fragile now. She yanked free, hissing low, "What the fuck? Boss botch it." Downstairs. Paramedics swarmed Abuelo. Oxygen mask hissing. But up here, the air crackled. I dragged her to the powder room, locking the door on the revelry. Mirror reflected us, Elena's Botox mask glaring at Camila's fresh face, inverted like a funhouse. You left him to bake, I spat, her accent twisting my rage southern. Like you left me to rot, she laughed, a tinkling bell that used to charm juries.
Oh.
Honey, that's just Tuesday. Miguel's a liability, keeps yapping about Rosa. Might spill to the wrong ear. Spill what? The fire was an accident. Mom confessed in a blackout ramble once. Recorded on my burner. Victor pushed her down the stairs. I lit the match to cover. You were perfect. Mija, eyes like a deer. But they pinned arson on me. Hid the bruises.
Now.
In my skin, she preened. This body's gold. Young. Tight, no more sagging for Victor's side pieces. The twist hit like Voss's 4. Power wasn't the swap, it was the mirror. She'd known about the procedure, funded it. Actually, through Dad's slush fund. Insurance. Part 2, she whispered, eyes gleaming in my face. You think we let you out clean? Parole board approved because I pulled strings. Wanted you broken enough to sell the sob story. Boost Vic's Reformed Family Man campaign. He's running for county commissioner next year. Lies layered like varnish. My conviction laundered their sins. Abuela's death the seed money for Dad's ascent. And Grandpa? The loose end. Silence low. Controversial? Hell. This was American as apple pie, family values twisted into a noose. The pursuit of happiness, a homicide rap. I lunged, but she was quicker in youth, slamming her head against the sink. Stars burst. Elena's temples throbbing like a migraine. Stay in character. Or the antidote's ash. She dangled the vial from her necklace, my locket, Abuela's gift. Downstairs. Gurney's rattle signaled Abuela's exit. Partygoers none the wiser. Sirens faded, but mine built. Revenge wasn't a checklist, it was calculus, every variable weaponized. I straightened, flashing her smile.
Fine.
But playtime's over. Unlocked the door. Waded back into the fray, her body moving like it owned the room. Because now,
it did.
The paramedics carted Abuelo off to Seton. Vitals stable but psyche fractured, another scar on the ledger of Rui's sins. I watched from the upstairs rail, Elena's wineglass cooling my palm, as Dad schmoozed the crowd with crocodile tears. Poor Miguel. Always wandering off, senior moments. You know. Guests nodded. Clinking glasses to family first, blind to the vulture in khakis. Mom and my skins sidled up, arm looping mine possessive. Smile.
Elena.
Vic's donors are watching. Her breath was spearmint gum over tequila. My old scent haunting. I played along, cooing at a developer's wife about blessings, but inside, Camila plotted vectors. Voss's reversal serum was key, but leverage was queen. That night, after the last Uber peeled out, the house reeked of stale smoke and regret. Dad collapsed on the sectional, snoring through a Golf Channel rerun, while I, the imposter, scrubbed makeup from my face in the hall bath. I cornered her there,
Door ayar.
whispering, "The vial. Hand it over. Or Abuelo's next chats with the DA." She spun, towel snapping like a whip.
Bold.
For a squatter. "You forget. This body's mine now." Cops see Camila Ruiz threatening her ma. Back to lockup. Sweetheart.
Check.
She had the youth. The alibi, me as the unstable ex-con. But Elena's phone buzzed in my pocket. Texts from Dad's mistress. Coordinates for a noon lunch. Secrets unspool easy when you're the wrong skin. I let her sleep in my old twin. Posters of Selena curling at edges. While I claimed the master, king bed, Egyptian cotton mocking my prison cot. Dawn cracked humid. Cicadas screaming like alarms. Dressed in her pencil skirt and blouse, I Ubered to the hospital. Badge from Dad's firm, ironic. Ruiz Realty Group, flashing for access. Abuelo lay tubed and still. Monitors beeping Morse for traitor. His eyes cracked open, locking on this stranger mom.
Elena.
"You come to finish." Voice gravel from the tube. I knelt, taking his calloused hand, hands that taught me to change oil, not set fires. "It's me, Abuelo." "Camila."
Pause.
His gaze sharpening like a hawk's. "The devil's work. But I see you."
Mia.
Always did. He knew the swap. No, knew the soul. Whispered the truth I'd half-guessed. "Your parents." Rosa didn't fall. Victor shoved. Drunk on loss. Elena lit to hide. "I covered first," said accident, "but they turn on you." Forgive. No forgiveness. Fuel. He slipped me a key to his safety deposit box at Wells Fargo. Stuffed with ledgers Dad thought burned. Use it. For her. Her, Abuela. I kissed his forehead. Salt and regret. And left before nurses clocked the daughter, tearing up. Back home, the imposter lounged poolside in my bikini, scrolling Zillow for flips. Hospital run? Vic's footing the bill, tax write-off. I nodded. Elena's nod, serene, scheming, and excused to meditate. Locked in the office. I rifled Dad's desk, contracts greasy with bribes. Emails to Voss confirming the swap as asset transfer. They'd planned dual swaps eventually, Dad into a younger exec. Me the permanent patsy. But the ledgers? Gold. Falsified deeds tracing back to Abuela's payout. Laundered through shell LLCs. Enough for Rico if IRS bit. Midday. I tailed her to the lunch, a Hilton off Mopac, where Dad's mistress, tawny blonde, boosted, basic, waited in a booth nursing mimosas. I lurked in the lobby, Elena's compact flipping open like a spy novel, recording tawny slurs. Victor's bored of Elena's sag, says the kid's hotter. Post-prison glow.
Kid me.
The imposter lapped it up, giggling in my voice. But her eyes darted. Paranoid. Tawny dropped the bomb. He's pushing a swap on you next. Some doc says he can jump to that venture capital prick's body after the election. You're the test run. Test run. My rage crested. Controversial calculus. Expose now. Or burrow deeper.
Isho's bureau.
Slipping into the ladies to bump the imposter. Shoulder check.
Purse spill.
As she scrambled, I palmed the locket vial, heart hammering Elena's arrhythmia. Afternoon blurred into realtor open houses, me playing mom to a T, schmoozing soccer moms on granite counters, quoting psalms like she did pre-fire. But under it, Camila corroded, every blessing a barb, every handshake a hex. Dad noticed the edge at dinner, take out Whataburger. Because irony. You seem
Off. Babe.
that time of month. The imposter shot me a glare across the formica. I smiled, forking fries. Just thinking about family.
Beak.
How we stick. He chuckled, oblivious. Launching into campaign stump. Make Austin great, affordable homes for real Americans. Real Americans, code for the whites in Westlake. Not us border crossers. I probed casual. Speaking of, what's with Miguel's box at the bank? Old man hoards. Dad stiffened. Burger pausing. Nothing. Dementia bullshit. Burn it if he croaks. The imposter smirked, but I saw the flicker. They hadn't found it yet. Night fell sticky. Thunderstorm rumbling like God's indigestion. Abuelo stabilized. But docs warned cognitive decline. They're polite for your folks broke him. I visited after midnight. Elena's heels echoing halls like judgment. He was asleep, but I left the recorder under his pillow, Tawny's tape. Looping the swap scheme. Seed planted. Back home, the real war brewed. The imposter cornered me in the garage, ironic altar, waving a printout. Voss's invoice. Stamped Ruiz Realty. You think you're slick? I wired the cash. This was my exit, youth.
No baggy.
You? Back to waitress hell. She lunged for the locket I'd hidden in Elena's jewelry box. But I was ready, Voss's side effect kit. A neural zapper disguised as a taser. Hidden in her coach bag. Controversial? Zapping your own body, now hers felt like self-harm. But justice ain't clean. The pulse hit. My body convulsing on concrete. Eyes rolling white.
What?
Bitch, she gasped.
Drool pooling.
I knelt. Elena's knees protesting. And pried the locket free. Reversal's mine now. But first, confess. Thunder cracked as she laughed wet. Confess to what? Arson was you. Cops have your prints.
Lie.
Abuelo's ledgers proved tampering. I played the tape. Tawny's voice tinny. Victor shoved Rosa. Her face, mine, crumbled. Turn it off. He'll kill me, us.
Us.
The illusion shattered. I zapped again. Lighter dose. Buying time. Dragged her to the trunk of Elena's Lexus. Zip ties from Dad's toolkit biting her wrists. Trunk slammed, and I drove, not to Voss, but to the deposit box. Rain lashed like whips, wipers smearing the truth into focus. Wells Fargo's night drop was unmanned, but the key turned sweet. Inside, not just ledgers, but photos, Abuela's bruises blooming purple. Time-stamped pre-fire. A note in Abuelo's script. For Camila, the truth sets free. Or burns. Burned. I pocketed it all. Trunkmate thumping muffled pleas. Back roads to a storage unit Dad rented for overflow. Code for evidence dumps. Unloaded her into a chair. Duct tape symphony. And waited for dawn. The swap's high was fading. Elena's body aching like withdrawal. Controversial decision 1. Torture?
No.
Exposure. I set up the laptop. Livestream app open to a burner account. Ruiz Family Secrets.
Mic on.
Her face framed. My face.
tear-streaked.
Tell Austin who killed Rosa Ruiz. She spat, defiant. Fuck you, imposter. But the ledger slapped down. Photos fanned like poker. Or the stream goes viral, at POTUS, at FBI tagged. Your campaign?
Ash.
Dad's run was grassroots. Viral potential poison. She broke slow, words tumbling. Victor. Pushed her.
I.
Covered the stairs with fire. Camila confessed to save us.
Us.
The betrayal's core, family as cartel. Blood thicker than law. I hit record. Not stream, yet. Good girl, in Elena's purr. Then the zap. Full dose. Her body slumping unconscious. Reversal vial glinted. One shot for her. One for me. But math, inject her. She wakes in Elena. I stay trapped. Inject me? She stays Camila.
Free.
Debatable mercy. Let her rot in youth. Hunted. Or swap back and face the storm together. Lightning forked. Illuminating the unit's grime.
Il chaud storm.
Dawn bled orange over the storage lockers. Humidity clotting like guilt. The imposter stirred in my old body. Groggy from the zap. Wrists raw from ties.
I pace d'Elena's frame.
Heels scuffed from the drag. Locket heavy as judgment around her neck. Rise and shine. Mija, I mocked. Her maternal tone twisting knife-like. She blinked up. Confusion melting to venom. Camila?
In.
Mom, what the fuck did you do? I dangled the vial. Serum swirling like absinthe. Your golden ticket.
Or mine.
Depends on how much you squirm.
Outside.
Semis rumbled I-35. Commuters chasing the dream while we bartered souls in a 10 by 10 tomb. She tested the tape. Wriggling like a hooked trout. Untie me. Psycho. We can split. You take Elena's life. I vanish with cash. Tempting. The American compromise. Everyone wins. No one pays. But betrayal's calculus doesn't add even. I played the confession clip. Her voice, mine, cracking on, pushed her. This hits X at 9 a.m. Tagged to every Austinite with a ballot. Dad's signs? Vandalized with murderer. Her eyes, my eyes, widened. Youth's bravado cracking. Hilda sewn me.
Us.
The money's gone if. The Empire's house of cards, Abuela's payout seeded it. My fall laundered it. Abuelo's silence ensured it.
Now.
With ledgers digitized on a thumb drive. One click topples. Controversial pivot. I offered the deal. Confess public, full Rosa. The frame. The swap. I swap us back. You walk with a head start. Feds chase Dad. Not you. She laughed.
Horse.
And Abuelo? He'll finger me too.
Truth.
He'd shielded them once. For family. But his note screamed endgame. He's got dementia on record. Your word against a ghost's. Lie. His clarity last night was laser. She chewed it. Then nodded. Untie. I'll script it. Trust? Hell no. But the zapper stayed hot in my palm as I sliced the ties. She rubbed wrists, my wrists, rubbing salt in the surreal. Stood, stretching lithe, and faced the laptop like a starlet. Ready. The stream went live. A mother's confession. Austin. I can't hide anymore. Views ticked. 10, 50, 200 as she leaned in. Tears artful. I'm Elena Ruiz. And 15 years ago, my husband and I killed my mother-in-law for insurance. Pushed her downstairs. Set the fire. Our daughter Camila took the blame, innocent. To protect us. We've lived the lie. Even swapping bodies to escape. But no more. Gasps in chat. WTF body swap?
Fica.
Call cops. I watched from Elena's perch. Heart duel, hers fluttering panic.
Ministerial.
She rapped. Signing off. Victor Ruiz for commissioner? Vote no. Vote truth. Views hit 1K. Shares spiking. Dad's phone, left in the car, blew up. Alerts. Voicemails. His donor, what the hell?
Beak.
She turned.
Smirking.
Your move. I held the vial. Swap now. But as she reached, her hand darted for the zapper. Youth speed, she fired first. Elena's body seizing. Vision tunneling black. Woke hog-tied to the chair. Her in my skin again. Vial smashed under boot.
Sadi. Cease.
Elena stays buried. Buried me. The stream looped on her phone, but she edited live. Deepfake overlay. Making me the confessor. Elena the victim. AI cheap now. Mid-journey morals. Cammy's breakdown. Post-prison psychosis. Tragic. Views exploded. Pity party for the Ruizes. Me the villain. Controversial? Framing the framed. Again. But she missed the thumb drive. Tucked in Elena's bra. She dragged the chair, me, to the trunk. Humming Carrie Underwood. Rain pattering ironic applause. Drove to Voss's unit. Me bouncing like luggage. Doc'll fix this double swap. Dad and prime meet. But Voss answered groggy. Reeking last night's regret.
Elena?
The kid okay? She shoved me forward. Post-zap haze lifting. Swap us back. Now. Voss eyed the setup. Chuckling. Reversals one way without fresh serum. Yours broke. Lie check. His eyes flicked to a mini-fridge. Opportunity. As she argued fees. I strained. Elena's core strength from yoga hell, snapping a slat. Free hand snatched a scalpel from his tray. Controversial slice. Nicked her calf. My legs blood welling real. She howled. Spinning. But Voss froze. Witness now. Run the stream, I gasped. Elena's voice commanding. Voss. Coward. Hit play on the unedited confession. Her face blanched mine as Voss's phone pinged. Sirens. Tipped by chat sleuths. Feds.
Shit.
Chaos. She bolted for the door. Me lunging. Scalpel clattering. Voss zapped her, my body collapsing in a heap. Collateral, he muttered. Untying me. Your call. Lady. I grabbed the fridge vial, back up, and injected her prone form. Agony reversed. Minds wrenching back. Bodies reclaiming. Woke in my skin. 21 scars and all. Voss's unit spinning. She groaned in Elena's shell. Eyes mine now trapped. Camila. Please. Cops breached as I dressed. Voss spilling for immunity. They hired me embezzlement cover. Dad arrested at a breakfast meet. Donors scattering like roaches. The stream hit national. Fox decrying family implosion. CNN probing body swap black market. Abuelo. From his bed. Texted one word. Libra.
Free.
But the twist loomed. Reversals underbelly. Swaps leave echoes. Memories bleed. Elena's flooded mine. Dad's first shove on Abuela. Not drunk rage. But calculated. She whispered the order. Jealous of Rose's hold on the house. The legacy. Betrayal squared. Mom the architect. Dad the hammer. I bore it for ghosts. Weeks blurred. Hearings. Headlines. Dad lawyered up. Elena in psych hold. Delusional from stress.
Me?
Key witness. Ledgers unsealed. Controversial cross. Defense painted me vengeful. Unstable swap victim. Jury split. Texas justice. Blue ribbon. But Abuelo testified. Frail but fierce. She burned for truth. Not fire. Verdict. Manslaughter for both. 20 to life. No swap for them. Irony's chef kiss. Yet the high faded. Voss vanished. Serum's afterglow a phantom limb. I moved Abuelo home. Our home, pool filled in, walls repainted sage.
Nights.
Elena's echoes haunted, her laugh in mirrors, her lusts in dreams. Debatable win. Justice served cold, but souls scarred hot. Was revenge resurrection? Or just another cage? 6 months post-verdict, Austin summer relented to a brittle fall, leaves crunching under my sneakers like brittle bones. Abuelo and I rattled around the ranch house. Ghosts in our own skins, him with oxygen prongs, me with Voss's residuals, phantom itches where Elena's Botox tugged, whispers of her deals in my sleep. The swap's bleed was the real crime. Undocumented. Unindicted. Feds raided Voss's trail to a Baja clinic. But he was vapor, poof. Like bad magic. I worked freelance now. Ghostwriting for a PI firm. Digging dirt on the entitled. Fitting. Unearthing what families bury. But the headlines lingered. Ruiz swap scandal. Science or sin? Pundits debating ethics on MSNBC. While QAnon nuts spun at Illuminati.
Me?
I debated mirrors, wondering if her vanity stared back. Abuelo thrived-ish. Home health aides on Medicaid. Garden replanted with Rose's chilies. Evenings. Weed porch sit. Lone stars sweating. Him recounting border tales, coyotes. Not the animal kind, but the human hustles that built America. You did right.
Mia.
But right hurts. Hurt. Dad's appeals dragged. Elena's psych eval looping, dissociative episode. Controversial mail. Letters from her cell. Scrawled in her looping script. Now mine by echo. Camila. Forgive. It was the money. Rose's house. Your future. We built empires for you. Empires of ash. I burned them in the chimenea. Sparks rising like Abuela's soul. The antagonist shadow? Not Voss. But the system. Dad's old cronies. Realtor pack suits. Circling like buzzards. One drizzled in. Harlan Hal Whitaker. Silver fox with a yacht club drawl. Consulting for the firm. Dropped by unannounced. Karma's callback, with a briefcase of settlement. $500K to make the noise go away.
Noise our lives.
Abuelo chuckled from his rocker. Tell him to shove it up his keister. But Hal lingered, eyes appraising the deed. Victor's assets frozen. But this property? Clear title. Sell.
Camila.
Start fresh. Fresh. Code for whitewash. I saw the play. Foreclose whispers. Lowball offer. Flip to condos. American Dream 2.0. Gentrify the guilty. I played coy. Elena's flirt baked in. Maybe over coffee.
Hal. He bit.
Date set at Kirby Lane, Hipster Haven. Queso dripping like temptation. There. Over migas. He spilled. Your folks were small fry. Real powers in the network. donations, zoning boards. Victor crossed a developer. Skimmed too deep. The fire? Warning shot. Twists fork, not jealousy, but turf war. Dad skimmed from a cartel-light outfit. Austin's underbelly of flippers laundering narco cash through McMansions.
Abuela?
Collateral. Her death the message. They framed me to kneecap Dad. But he flipped the script, using the payout to buy silence. Elena's whispers confirmed. We owned them after. Power's illusion. Puppets all. Strings to Houston kingpins. Hal's offer soured. Sign the quitclaim. Or the network remembers Camila Ruiz, arsonist. Swap freak. Threat veiled as concern. Controversial counter. I slid the thumb drive across the Formica, ledgers linking Hal's pack to the shells. Or you buy the house at market. Donate proceeds to Arson Victims Fund. Anonymously, his fork paused midair, face blanching under the Edison bulbs. Blackmail? Classy. Justice, I corrected. My voice clean, unborrowed. He wired by dusk.
House ours.
Plus seed money for Abuelo's trust. Victory? Debatable fed the beast, but starved its teeth. Echoes intensified, Elena's memories surfacing like tides, her first affair. Dad's rages. The night they chose me as Patsy. Weak link, she thought. My tears at the station proof. Betrayal's depth, not mistake. But math, I was expendable. The daughter, who looked like Rosa, inherited her fire. Abuelo sensed the haunt, brewing manzanilla tea strong as truth. Let her go. Mija. Or she owns you. But owning? That's revenge's hook, swallow it. And your bait. Climax brewed at the county fair, irony stage, where Dad cut ribbons pre-fall.
Now.
A Justice for Families rally. Victims' rights crowd waving signs. No more frames. I spoke. Unscripted. They took my body. My name. My grandma. But not my fight. Crowd roared. But backstage. Hal's network struck. Planted heckler.
Ex-con lo calique.
Yelling psycho swapper. Phones out. Viral bait. Chaos. Shoves. Chants. Cops kettling. In the scrum. A face. Voss. Hooded. Slipping a note. Antidote echo. Midnight. Warehouse district. End it. Trap or absolution? I went. Abuelo's .38 tucked in my waistband, his old service piece. Korea vet. Warehouse loomed, graffiti tagged like regrets. Boss waited. Shadows pooling. A syringe glinting. Full reversal. Purge the bleed. But price. Testify. Feds want the clinic network. Network. Hal's ties to Voss. The swap's funding political black ops. Cunning bastard. Whitaker the spider. Data fly. Me the web's tear. Why me? Boss shrugged. You're clean. And pissed. Controversial jab. I took it. Needle biting Elena's vein, my arm now. Fire raced. Memories fracturing. Her laugh shattering. Lusts leaching. Collapsed. Visions Abuela whole. Hugging. Mom's girlhood. Abused by her own paw. Cycle's origin. Woke clear. Voss gone, his testimony taped. Mailed to DOJ. Sirens wailed distant. Rally fallout. Back home. Abuela waited.
Te amink.
Better? I nodded. First real breath since the swap. But the twist reversed. Echo purge revealed the lie's core. Abuelo knew the fire plan pre-push. Hid evidence to protect Elena. his daughter, forcing the frame on me to teach strength. Betrayal tripled. Grandpa the enabler. Silence his sin.
Why?
I whispered. He wept. Old man tears carving canyons. Family. Mija. Cursed word. Debatable fracture. Forgive the forgiver. Or burn the root. Winter gripped Austin rare. Frost limbing the chilies like lace on a widow's veil. Abuelo's confession hung between us. Unspoken at first, tea sips and TV static filling the void. I dug anyway. Freelance digging turning pro bono. FOIAs on the fire report. Witness statements yellowed. Confirmed. Abuelo's call to 911. Timestamped pre-blaze.
Accident pending.
He hung up. Let it burn. Then buried the phone. For Elena, his blood. Broken by her own father's fists. Cycles he couldn't break. Thought the money would heal, he admitted one sleet last night. Oxygen hissing accusation. Rosa saw it, warned me. So they silenced her. Silenced through him. The math inverted. I bore not just parents' crime, but his complicity. Controversial calculus. Evict the ghost. Or nurse the wound. Spring thawed secrets. Elena's trial loomed. Psych hold crumbling under shrinks probes. She wrote again. Not begging, defiant. You think you're saint? Miguel started it, hid my abuse from Rosa. Let Victor in. Layers peeled. Grandpa's silence birthed the monster. Dad the match. Mom the gasoline.
Me, the wick.
Court date hit humid June. Courthouse a coliseum of clicks and whispers. I testified clean. No echo haze. Ledgers laid bare. Stream clips cued. Elena took the stand in orange. Her face, once mine, haggard sans makeup. Camila orchestrated the swap, revenge fantasy. I was victim. Jury murmured. But the deepfake forensics, Voss's gift, dissected her edits. Lies pixel by pixel. Dad folded pre-testimony. Plea deal. 15 years. Testify against the network. Hal Whitaker indicted federal. Swaps exposed as money laundry for PAC dark pools. American Gothic. Science sold to the sinister. Bodies bartered like bonds.
Elena Fouja hushed.
Eyes locking mine across the oak. You stole my life. Stole?
Borrowed.
To reclaim mine. Verdict dropped like gavel thunder. Life. No parole. Her scream echoed courthouse marble. Bitch. But Camila's calm held. Outside. Protesters cheered. Signs flipping to justice swapped. Abuelo watched from home. TV glow his vigil. Called post. It's done.
Done?
Debates raged online, me hero or hubris. Body snatch vigilante, trended. Memes of my face in the thing. Summer peaked brutal. 100 degrees, mocking the garage ghost. Abuelo weakened. Lungs betraying like old friends. Hospice came. Morphine drips and monitors beeping dirge. I read to him, Abuela's recipes. Selena lyrics, his hand frail in mine. Forgive. Mija. Or don't. But live. Live, the debatable end. Controversial choice. I visited Elena once. Plexi wall between. Her eyes hollow. Why? She rasped. Truth's reversal. For Rosa. For me. No swap back. Echoes faded.
But scars etched.
She nodded. Spent. Tell Miguel.
Saw the
Sorry's currency. Worthless post-crime. Abuelo slipped quiet. September dawn. Me holding vigil. Buried him by Rosa. Plot side by side. Chili's bordering. House sold to a young couple, Maxim. First home. Irony's bow. Proceeds seeded a fund. Ruiz redemption. Aiding framed youth, legal aid. Therapy.
Nostrines. Me.
Lit up for Houston. PI badge gleaming. Digging new dirt. Echoes? Faint now. Elena's laugh or radio static, I tune out. Revenge's aftertaste. Pyrrhic.
But pure.
Happy? No. Justice ain't joy. Tragic? Perhaps. Cycles whisper eternal. But debatable. Did I break the wheel? Or just spin it faster? Readers argue in comments. I drive on.
Windows down.
Toby Keith ironic on the dash. America's rhythm. Tense. Twisted. Unyielding. The end? Open road. No announcements. Just me.
Camila Ruiz.
Body and soul reclaimed. Ghosts in the rear view fading slow.